Hello and welcome to Never Seen It, a podcast about movies we haven't seen yet. My name is Trent. I'm here with my co-host Betsy.
That's me.
And today we're going to finish out the existing Spider-Man films with The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
A very creative name for a very creative movie.
I'm sure it is, Betsy. This is the second and final of Andrew Garfield.
Yes.
We still will be having, I believe, Emma Stone playing that one chick.
The one that's not MJ.
Right.
Gwen
Stacy. Full disclosure here, it's been a while since we've actually recorded an episode, so we might be a little rusty. We like to do these a little ahead of schedule. But no, we're recording this the day before it comes out. So, hey!
It's been a few weeks since we watched that last one, and the fact that I don't remember much about it.
Well, that kind of says a lot about that movie, and not really about us.
No. And, the only reason we haven't seen this one is because we hadn't seen the first one. So we're rounding it all out.
Yep.
But once again, I am blissfully unaware of this movie. The only thing I know, and I brought it up in the last one, is Jamie Foxx is the villain.
Yeah, Jamie Foxx is a villain.
Oh, he's a villain. Oh, yeah, that's right. There is a Green Goblin or something in this.
Yeah, I think there's a Green Goblin. There might also be a Sandman equivalent.
Oh, who the hell knows?
I don't know.
So, yeah, who does he play, Jamie Foxx?
Electro is his name. Yeah.
Okay.
I think he's the electric dude.
He's the electric dude.
Yeah, that's all I really know.
Yeah, and I've, again, managed to just completely avoid this movie. I was having a conversation with my brother the other day. He has lots of opinions about these films, and he said that this one is actually better than the first one, only because it's bonkers.
Yeah, that's what I've heard about this one. They just kind of threw everything at the wall because, fuck it.
Why the hell not?
Why the hell not? We got this big budget. Let's just do it.
Yep.
And let's just throw everything out there and make it actually interesting. Because the first one kind of wasn't interesting.
No, as I said in the other episode, it was kind of just meh, and then pretty strong finish.
Yeah.
I don't think it needed to be made.
Yeah.
So I'm probably going to feel about the same about this one, where it's just sort of meh, what the fuck?
Maybe.
And then it's over.
Maybe. Yeah, and then there's not going to be anything
Yeah.
more.
So I think the lesson we're going to take away from this is these are just utterly unnecessary.
Yeah, and what I'm curious about is, did they know it was the last one? And how do they end it?
Yeah.
How do they actually end it knowing what they knew?
I'd be willing to bet they did not know this was the last one, that it ends as any other Spider-Man would, kind of open-ended for a sequel, but sort of closure for the story we're watching.
Yeah.
Because we were checking in on this right before we started recording.
Yep.
This movie came out in 2014, and Spider-Man first made his appearance in the MCU as an official character in Captain America: Civil War.
In 2016.
So that's a mere 2 years later, which means within a year of making this movie being released, they were already making another Spider-Man. So I feel like this is an absolute throwaway. That would be my feeling going in, and why I just don't care that much.
I'm still so surprised that they decided to make a new Spider-Man after Tobey Maguire's. And I know it's probably because of the license. We keep talking about that.
Use it or lose it.
Yeah, and maybe they couldn't really fit Spider-Man into the MCU at the time. And Civil War made sense.
I think they probably still weren't playing nice with Marvel.
That's kind of my other thought, is that, we're Sony, we want to keep our Spider-Man in perpetuity and blah, blah, blah. We're going to make our own MCU with blackjack and hookers. Little Futurama reference. But I'm curious about this one. If for no other reason, then I want to see how bonkers it gets.
Yeah.
Like, just throw everything at the wall, see what sticks, and if it doesn't, who cares? We got all our money.
Is the writing better? Is the acting better?
Yeah.
Is the story more compelling?
Are there any stakes?
Yeah.
Because one other thing I didn't mention in the first one, the stakes were not very high.
No. And we got a lot of random backstory about his dad, and there wasn't a whole lot of closure.
Are they going to pay that off?
Yeah, are we going to get some more information about what happened to his parents?
Because clearly they were setting it up in the post-credits stinger thing.
Yep. Who was that mystery figure in the prison cell?
Right.
There's a lot of unanswered questions from the first one, so we'll see if we at least get some payoff from that.
Yeah, I hope so. But yeah, let's go watch The Amazing Spider-Man #2. We are back. Betsy, what'd you think of The Amazing Spider-Man 2? Really?
Again, just kind of They were trying this is another example of the sequel where they are just trying to do everything. They're trying to set up future villains. They're setting up 2 villains at different points in this movie.
Yep.
The villains as they aren't that interesting. I thought Harry was interesting.
Okay.
I think he was better than Jamie Foxx's character, which was every cliche you could possibly put under the sun.
Sure.
Yeah, just, I don't know.
Right.
I wasn't really getting into it. I kind of didn't care the majority of the movie. You called out the one solid thing in this movie, and that was Sally Field.
All right.
Honestly, we said in the intro we were hoping we'd get some more details about his parents, and we did.
Yeah.
But then again, it went nowhere. Like, he got some resolution. He had this big secret underground laboratory.
Yeah.
And then that's it. There wasn't really a whole lot of elaboration on that.
Not really.
Harry comes out of nowhere, and then he's a villain for 5 minutes. The Jamie Foxx character, he is literally a walking cliche. He's the nerdy, invisible, almost a little insane guy to begin with, who becomes obsessed with Spider-Man. And he becomes a villain because... why?
All right. All that being said, I liked it more than you did, clearly.
Clearly.
I agree with everything you're saying, but I kind of dismissed all the shitty parts of it, and I just embraced it.
You just rolled with it?
I rolled with it. I liked it. I liked it a hell of a lot more than the first one.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think both of these are so unnecessary.
I agree with you.
And I can't even find the redeeming qualities. I'm really struggling to justify the existence of these movies.
Okay, that being said, yes, you can dismiss them. They're garbage. They're unnecessary. They're whatever. But did you actually enjoy what was being put on screen?
Not really.
Okay.
Not really.
I can't force you to like something, but...
I didn't hate it. I just thought it was only okay.
Yeah.
Like, was it watchable? There were some moments that were watchable. He was certainly more quippy in this one than Peter Parker has been to date.
Yeah.
We got a little bit of that.
They made a much more entertaining Spider-Man movie. They made a Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
The first one was not.
No.
It was not. And I think I'm able to take that first one and throw it away, knowing what I know about these characters and how they became a thing. Like, you could have put this movie and the first movie as one thing and just made a 2.5-hour Spider-Man movie, and it would have been a better project.
Wasn't the first one almost 2.5 hours?
But that's my point. You could have cut away at least 30-40 minutes from the first movie of him becoming Spider-Man. Like, the first half of that movie didn't need to exist.
That is the problem with the 2 first iterations of Spider-Man, is they waste so much time showing him becoming Spider-Man.
Yes.
And the saving grace of the Marvel Spider-Man, Tom Holland, is they skipped it.
Yep.
They gloss over it because they're like, you don't need this the 3rd time in 15 years.
Yes. the populace, the general populace, knows the story of Spider-Man.
Correct.
So that was where I was coming from here. I think you could have combined these two movies and made a much better world. So the world of Spider-Man, the comics, in my mind, they made a reference to the, quote, Sinister Six in the credits.
Yes, what is the Sinister Six?
The Sinister Six is the roster of the named Spider-Man villains, which is, the Hawk person,
The
Falcon,
Falcon,
yeah,
he's Falcon.
Falcon, sure. The Green Goblin, Doc Ock, Electro, Rhino. How many is that? I don't know.
That was 5.
Sure, and there's
Sandman,
yeah.
Okay.
So that is the Sinister Six that keeps coming back after Spider-Man in all of the comics.
Okay, so they named in the credits it said the Sinister Six, and one of them was Pharrell Williams.
Right.
What?
I don't know. I didn't say they did a good job.
Was that something that is like so subtle and hidden in this movie that they were like planning on having them be back in a third one?
See, that's the thing. That's where I'm getting to here. You could have had the first 2 movies just be the introduction of these characters, and we can get all the way to the end here where Gwen Stacy dies. By the way, Gwen Stacy died.
Correct.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, you could have that entire arc and still end up at the very end here, and you have set up this Spider-Man world. And in this case, if they did it right, you could have had the MCU, but of just Spider-Man movies. If they set it up right, they didn't do it.
Yeah.
They failed.
Correct.
And I believe that you could have kept on going with it, but you were way too late. You were way too late in the process of how old Andrew Garfield was.
He was 31, man.
Yeah, you did not do it justice.
Yeah.
And I think if there were a couple other decisions made to redo this, they could have nailed it. They could have nailed it, but they didn't.
It's, again, the thing I said. They were trying to be so ambitious and make this project worth its time, and they didn't stick the landing. And I don't know who to fault for that, or maybe it's just the audience didn't care. So they just sort of...
That I don't know.
I don't know.
That I don't know.
But the thing that I kept coming back to with this one was I kept thinking of The Dark Knight.
Okay.
Kind of how it's that darker middle chapter.
Uh-huh.
The love interest dies. They play that back and forth. We can't be together. It's too dangerous game.
And they know she knows his secret.
Right. And she makes the choice to be involved anyway.
Yep.
And that's what ultimately means she dies.
Right. And the only difference is that there isn't another love interest.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And
but there could have been, and the love interest in the Tobey Maguire ones was Harry.
Well,
so
and then she had that astronaut dude.
Sure, right.
There was always kind of another guy.
Yeah.
Gwen didn't have that. But
No.
Yeah, so I got a little bit of that.
And Gwen got a little like, I don't want to call her like really clingy, but...
She wasn't clingy. She loved him. And
Right.
she just decided she's smart enough. Like, we talked about this in the last episode. Gwen is not a damsel in distress.
No.
Kirsten Dunst spent the entire trilogy with Tobey Maguire being the damsel in distress.
Mm-hmm.
Gwen was not the damsel until the very end of this movie, at which point he failed to save her and she died.
Yeah.
That is the only time she's actually put in danger, is at the very end of the second movie.
Yeah. And we are introduced to the fact that Gwen is going to go to Oxford.
She's leaving.
She got accepted to going to Oxford on scholarship.
She's moving to England.
She's moving to England, and they're making all these plans. I love you, and I'm going to go with you. I'm going to follow you. Hey, they have crime in London, right?
Yeah.
Right, sure. But that was never meant to be. Spider-Man is a New York superhero.
Correct.
That's it.
You know, that is one element of Spider-Man I do kind of like as the through line, is that he is a New Yorker.
Yes.
They are beating you over the head with the fact that this is New York, and you don't fuck with New Yorkers.
And what I appreciate about a lot of the more recent like superhero movies, for lack of a better term, is that every place is a real place.
Yeah.
I don't think Sokovia was a real place, but
No, that one's a little bit fake. But.
Yeah, so they ground things in reality in that, oh, I know that landmark, I know this place, I'm familiar with this place. Like it's not that fantastical.
Right. One of the things that was interesting to me in this is that the Marvel Universe apparently has its own Arkham. Because in the DC Comics and Batman, you have Arkham Asylum.
Yep.
In this, you had the Ravenhurst or whatever.
Ravenclaw.
Ravenclaw, an institute for the criminally insane.
Right, and that's any good monopolistic corporation.
Yes.
They take over everything. They own the prison system. They do the electricity grid.
Yep.
They do medical research.
I run this town.
They do. Yeah, it's like the Bruce. I was gonna say Bruce Banner. Bruce Wayne. It's the Wayne Corporation, whatever it's
Wayne
called.
Enterprises.
Wayne Enterprises. Thank you. It's like that, but it's just translated over to Spider-Man.
Yep.
So hey, whatever.
Yeah, there's so many parallels.
Everybody just
comics.
steals from everybody else. It's fine.
There's a dude that has superpowers over here, and there's one with the equivalent skills in the DC universe.
Sure.
There's a witch in Marvel. There's a witch in DC. There's lots of crossover.
Does DC have like literal gods?
I mean,
like Thor?
Wonder Woman, Aquaman. Those are
guess.
kind of,
I guess,
literal gods.
Immortal.
Yeah,
people.
Aquaman certainly.
Sure.
We've talked about this before. We've not delved into the DC universe.
The only DC movies I have seen is the Batman trilogy
with Christopher Nolan, the old stuff.
Yeah.
You've seen, Batman, and Batman. We have not watched Wonder Woman. We have not watched Aquaman. We've not watched any of those things.
I haven't seen a Superman, Aquaman, anything.
And I
honestly don't care.
And I really, truly, listeners, please, someone tell me if I can skip a whole lot of that and still make sense of Wonder Woman.
Tell me the fun stuff.
I don't want to waste movies of my life.
Yeah, tell me about the fun ones. Like a dark and brooding Batman is interesting to a point, or same thing about Superman. Like Superman is a boring character, I think.
Yeah.
He's a dude who can't die. There's no danger there.
I saw I saw the Superman movie.
Yeah.
That kind of kicked off this iteration of the DC universe. I've seen it once.
The first Henry Cavill one.
It was fine.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was amazing. I just thought it was fine. And I don't want to waste 9 movies worth of fine. Tell me which things are good.
Yeah.
But I digress. Let's go back to Spider-Man 2, Amazing Spider-Man 2. So the first thing we see is an opening sequence about his dad, and he records a video, and it's basically from his dad's perspective, the opening sequence of The Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He uploads his files to something called Roosevelt, and we don't know what that is, and they're on a private plane and
going somewhere.
They're going somewhere.
It's him and his wife on a private plane going somewhere very secretly.
Yep.
A dude comes out of the front, I guess.
The cockpit.
The dude comes out of the cockpit and is presumably the co-pilot.
But his hands are covered in blood, so something nefarious
I didn't even see the blood.
You didn't even notice that?
I didn't notice the blood. I saw that
he goes and he washes his hands.
I saw he went over to wash his hands.
And his dad notices that his hands are covered in blood.
Yeah, and I didn't
that's
notice
where
that.
shit goes wrong.
Yeah, I didn't notice that. I figured there was something up with his hands. I just didn't see it.
But yeah, basically it escalates, and his mom gets shot and
it
dies.
It escalates to the most exciting upload ever.
That's right. We must plug this laptop into the hard
Stop
line.
closing my laptop because it shuts off the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, and the plane crashes. So that's it.
Yep.
They died.
Well,
did we?
His dad died in the plane crash. His wife died from a gunshot wound.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Did we actually talk about that in the first movie at all? Or was that just something they sort of gloss over in
Talk over what?
That they died in a plane crash?
No, absolutely not, because it was never addressed.
Was there a news article, a newspaper
because they didn't know where they didn't know where they were. They had already had a funeral. They had a funeral for them, and
this is purely for the benefit of the audience.
Of course.
Nobody in this world actually knows what happened there.
Correct. Because
this is stupid.
they secretly left, got onto a private plane. Why else? You wouldn't take a commercial flight.
But not so secretly, because somebody obviously knew where they were going, because he was on the fucking plane with them.
Yeah, of course. Secretly enough.
Ay. So yeah, we got that. And they talk about that a little bit, but it's not a major plot point.
Not really.
Then we get an opening fight sequence with Paul Giamatti as a weird Russian guy stealing plutonium.
A psychotic person is what he's playing.
And he's in the opening scene, and he's in the last scene.
Yep.
And it's Paul Giamatti.
Oscar-nominated actor Paul Giamatti.
Multiple, I think. He's a tremendous actor. He should have an Oscar. One day I believe he will get an Oscar. Mm-hmm. What the fuck is he doing in this fucking movie?
Jamie Foxx has an Oscar by this point, too.
Yes, but I'm not talking about Jamie Foxx yet. I would like to spend a minute talking about why is Paul Giamatti in this movie.
With a bald head with tattooed barbed wire on his forehead.
The only thing that makes sense is they had planned on him being a bigger part of a future movie.
Sure.
So I think that answers your question. This was not supposed to be the end.
Yeah, totally. That was a big question that I had, and they really made it seem like they thought that they're going to be making a lot more.
You don't get a Paul Giamatti level actor for a stupid role like this if you don't intend to bring them back. Literally, he shows up in the last sequence of the movie as Rhino and screams, "I crush you, I kill you, I destroy you."
Yep.
It's so bad.
Yes, and I think that's the whole point. That's how he is written. That's how he's written.
I hated it. I love Paul Giamatti, and I hated him here.
I hate the fact that he got into it. They could have chosen anybody else.
That could have been some nameless nobody, some up-and-comer, just not Paul Giamatti. It was stupid. Why was he here? I hate it.
All right, then.
Problem number one. Then, in the same sequence, we are introduced to Jamie Foxx.
As Max.
The
second role, he plays a person named Max.
The man with the thinning hair and the gap tooth and big nerd glasses who drops everything he's carrying. His blueprints. My God, he was... Just
with a pocket protector.
Drop your glasses and I can't find my glasses.
Okay. All right. I saw this the other day in just a random like meme or something that I saw. Like, let's rid ourselves of the trope of the geeky person with the glasses and the pocket protector and the bad hair and whatever. Let's just rid ourselves of that.
Moved on.
Of that shit.
Yes.
Like,
there were several of them in this movie too. Did you notice that?
Yeah, like the two geeks on TV getting interviews.
Talking about electricity.
I'm sure it's a neoprene thing. That's what I would use if I was Spider-Man. Blah blah blah. Stop it. Just stop it.
I'll let you in on a secret, guys. You know some people who are really smart and nerdy, and they are not like this. Have you ever actually met a person who was this?
No.
No, I don't believe they exist. It is a cliche that was created by movies and television because we need to make them as awkward as humanly possible. And most of them run the fucking world. Do not fuck with a Bill Gates. He's about the closest thing to that as you get, and he has more money than you will ever see. Be nice to the nerds.
That's right.
Again, I digress. But yeah, it's an absolute walking cliche. Jamie Foxx is a cool guy. He's a cool guy. He is a talented guy. Like you said, he has an Academy Award. I don't know what he's doing here. He is not good in this. I thought he was bad, I and that's the writing.
Right. And he doesn't have a lot of dialogue, for sure.
No.
But I think he works in that he can embody this character, whatever flaws that it has. I think the character itself is just flawed. It's not him. But yeah, you could have had anybody play this character, and I think maybe they just got a little bit of, I don't know. Superhero movies were very, very big at this point.
Correct.
And if you weren't going to be able to get into a Marvel movie, you would take anything that you would get if you're an actor.
Yeah.
So you want to be in a comic book movie because that's how a lot of people just start their careers.
But he didn't need this at this point in his
I
career.
know that. But most actors and most agents will want to get you in on a comic book movie because that's what's hot. And you want to get in on something that's hot.
Right, and we've talked about that before too. Like the Marvel universe is riddled with really well-versed, award-winning actors. So it's not like it doesn't happen frequently. The difference is they are used better in other movies.
And the biggest star that I can think of that has appeared in one of these movies is by far, I think, Angelina Jolie in Eternals.
You think so?
Of like the AAA actors out there, she is number one.
I suppose.
And
she's a pretty big get.
She's a huge get. And they used her in the best way possible in that they didn't focus on her. She's
a supporting character.
She played her role the best way that she possibly could. And she didn't try to overshadow anything. That's the best way they could have used her.
Yeah.
But again, it's these actors that want to be involved in the MCU, in the DC universe, in whatever, just to be a part of this phenomenon.
Yeah.
And I think Jamie Foxx, if there's any reason for it, it's that.
Yeah. So to draw
money.
To draw another parallel. So you talk about a transformative geek moment. I think of Iron Man 3.
Yes.
Guy Pearce is like this schlubby little dude with a cane, I think. I don't know. He's got long hair. He's got the glasses. He's got, acne. He is the quintessential nerd.
Yep.
Okay? And he is injected with this stuff that makes him suave.
Yep.
It, changes his entire personality.
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx's character doesn't do that. He goes from being this introverted little geek who nobody notices and makes him work on his birthday when they close the company down.
Yeah.
To a psycho?
Yes.
He literally, and maybe that's just because he's kind of a little nuts already.
Yeah, I think he's very much a very internal person, and when Spider-Man of all people come to him and save him, he extrapolates that into we're best friends now. That's something a normal, sane person will not do.
Yeah.
And him, back at his place, he does the whole, he does what Peter does by the end. He's got all sorts of stuff up on his wall. It's like he worships him.
Yeah. He is a crazy person board. All the strings and the connections.
Yep.
And here's how I know Spider-Man, and we're best friends now.
It's like that Charlie Day meme.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Explaining the connections.
Yeah. That's what a lot of people do. And that's become such a trope of movies in general. I don't like it.
I'm just gonna make one of those that doesn't actually have any content. It's just a bunch of nonsense with ropes tying it together.
I like red rope. What are you trying to say?
I love yarn.
This is art.
Yeah. And when he goes nuts, apparently his internal thoughts are like rap metal.
Yeah. I thought that was an interesting touch.
It was weird. His
it was weird.
Thoughts were the musical cues.
Yes.
I didn't like it.
I thought it was cool.
I didn't like it. It was stupid.
It was different.
It was certainly different, and I applaud them trying something different, but the fact that the nerdy guy thinks in rap metal music, I don't understand.
You just don't understand music, Betsy.
Clearly, you've been listening to rap metal a lot longer than I have.
I have.
I call you out, sir. I call you out.
But I don't know. I did not want to go into this being very dismissive. I came into this with an open mind. I wanted to be entertained, and I was.
I wanted to be entertained, and I was not.
Okay.
It was just bleh.
So let's go through the movie here.
Okay, what else do you want to talk about?
So we got at the very beginning Spider-Man doing his thing with Paul Giamatti. He gets a call from Gwen because they're graduating.
Graduation, because the 31-year-old man who's graduating high school.
Gwen is valedictorian. She's going to go up and do her speech, and they're all going to get graduated.
Yep.
And he does, Peter does his thing, and he does his quick change, and he shows up right away. And from this moment, I knew that this was going to be a different kind of a movie, because when he goes up there to get his diploma, he just plants one on Gwen.
Yes.
Right in front of everybody.
Yep.
The Peter Parker I know from everything would not do that.
No.
He has become this confident person that I do not recognize as Peter Parker.
He's too cool, and he's not enough of a nerd in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's supposed to be really smart, and we don't see, like, any of that.
Not really. I mean, it's just when he's trying to do his little experiments
He's blowing up batteries.
with his batteries and his webs to try to counteract that shit. So, that's about the only thing that you see where he's being smart. Mm-hmm. The rest of it, he's just a cool kid who has a cool girlfriend.
Yeah,
and
everything's really good for him. Except for he's seeing visions of her dead father.
Yeah.
Who he has broken his promise to quite thoroughly.
Right, so they were going to go out for dim sum after graduation, and he says, oh yeah, I'll be there. But then he goes up to her later saying, I can't do this.
Emo Parker comes back to haunt us.
No, because, I think I would have a similar feeling in that, yeah, I promised your dead father that I would stay away from you for your own protection. And again, she is the one saying, I don't care about that. I want to be with you, period.
She's pushing it more than he is, but
Absolutely.
he feels guilty.
He feels guilty.
Spider-Man is a guilty feeling little boy man.
Hey, that's okay.
In every single one of these.
That's okay.
He has so much guilt. And that sucks.
All right.
For him. I mean, like, from a character standpoint, it sucks. It does.
Of course, because you can't enjoy being with the person that you love because of something that someone else said.
With great power comes great responsibility.
They never said it.
They never
said it. But yeah, the goofiness, the camp of it is just off the charts here. Especially at the very beginning when he's doing his quippy things. It's way, way more.
So much more.
And it just hits you over the head with it. And it was jarring at first, but then I got into it because, hey, this is the Peter Parker that I know.
That you're supposed to know.
You're supposed to have. And you didn't have that in the first one.
But that's the thing. You've just said in the course of 5 minutes that it was the most Peter Parker and the least Peter Parker.
Yeah. I don't... So
that is the fault of the writers.
So, no. Because Peter Parker wouldn't do the kiss on stage. Spider-Man does do the quippiness. So that's what I'm saying. Peter Parker needs to be an introspective little nerd who has a hot girlfriend. And Spider-Man can be the confident guy who can... It brings the inner part of him that he hides away. It takes that out of him, and that's how he expresses himself.
Separate the two.
Exactly.
Whatever.
Thank you.
No, I get what you're saying. And yeah, they break up, and then there's like a whole sequence of him just going off being Spider-Man for a while, and A.D. Bryant is there, right. Dressed as the Statue of Liberty.
Sure, why not?
'Cause why not? We've gotten to the point where we need to throw more cameos into this series.
Which at this point was A.D. Bryant on SNL. She must have. She must have been.
7 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Okay.
She's been on for a while.
Yeah, you're right. But yeah, Spider-Man is like coping with the breakup by going off and just running himself ragged.
Yep.
Like he just keeps on going and going and makes himself sick in the process.
Yeah, he has a cold and he's still fighting crime.
Right.
That was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Like, you don't think about, oh yeah, Spider-Man doesn't get to take a day off.
Spider-Man has to go and get cold meds from the bodega.
That's being robbed.
Right.
While he wears a little vest and a hat.
Right. That's my favorite shit.
Must stay warm.
That's my favorite shit about Spider-Man.
But you needed more. There needed to be more.
There needed to be more, yes.
And then we kind of started cramming more actors in this. BJ Novak shows up as an asshole because he's really good at playing assholes.
Yes.
Chris Cooper. Our nameless Norman Osborn, our faceless
finally,
Norman Osborn
they finally cast him.
shows up. Yeah, and it's Chris Cooper, and he reveals to Harry, the child he sent away to boarding school, who he apparently never loved, or some crap, that the disease he is dying of is genetic, and Harry's got it too, and he's also gonna die.
A horrible death.
Retroviral hyperplasia.
Sure.
Blood virus. That's all I heard. I think that's what that means when it has plasia in it.
Sure. Secret blood.
Yeah.
Special blood.
Special blood.
Special blood.
Yeah, and then there's just like a whole bunch of other crap that happens. You know, when I touched on it a little bit ago, after Norman dies, they close the corporation as a day of mourning, but Max has to stay and work on his birthday, and nobody will help him fix the electrical grid, so he has a horrible accident and is attacked by eels.
And it fixes his teeth.
Of course it fixes his teeth.
Okay. That right there is the thing that I could not get over. If there's anything that makes me mad about this movie, it's that.
It's dumb for the sake of being dumb.
Super dumb.
We just didn't want to put the gap in his teeth the rest of the movie. How about you don't put it in there to begin with?
Right. It's just to make him look even worse.
You wanted him to look super geeky.
Yeah.
I blame the costumers, I blame the writers, and to an extent, I blame Jamie Foxx, because you get some choices as an actor to what your character is. You could have said, no, my character doesn't have a gap tooth. Get rid of it.
I don't know. I don't know.
And yeah, then they're trying to like cover up this accident, and Felicity Jones shows up again for like 2 scenes. And this is another one of those actresses, you know, this is pre-Rogue One. Yep. This is pre-Theory of Everything. And she's just sort of there for like 2-3 scenes.
Yep.
The end. Okay. Neat. Thanks for the inclusion. And we find out that Harry and Peter actually did know each other.
They were friends back in the day.
When they were like 10.
Yeah. And this is before Harry gets sent off to boarding school.
Yeah.
While his father is wasting away with his disease that they are trying to cure.
They're throwing everything at the book.
Yeah, they're trying to cure him by doing all these experiments on the animals and whatnot. That was all covered in the first movie.
Yeah. So I believe it is plausible. They set it up to be plausible that these two did know each other when they were kids.
And I'll say this.
And they set it up that, oh, they haven't seen each other in years.
And I think the actor who played Harry was perfectly cast. I think he fit just perfectly.
You want to talk about an emo boy?
Yeah.
That's an emo boy.
But you know what? His spoiled little rich kid kind of a demeanor and everything else was super believable. But then after like 2 minutes of talking with Peter, he's back to his old self.
Yeah. The guy he knows.
It was totally believable for me.
Yeah, I liked those two together. I thought Harry was good. Like I said, I liked that actor in this, and he's one of those people that I'm kind of surprised isn't a little bit more famous.
I don't even know his name. I've seen his face.
Dane DeHaan. I had to look this up, and I have seen him before in other things. There was some movie, one of those low budget like horror movies that kind of exploded back in like the late 2000s. And that was his big start. It was like kind of a low budget thing, and it sort of put him on the map. And they've tried to make him
a thing,
work in projects ever since then. Yeah. And I think he's a talented guy. I said he was very interesting in this, but he's not a household name. He's a creepy looking motherfucker too.
Especially after he goes more crazy.
He's got the goblin look because he's kind of got that really narrow, pointy face to begin with, and very bright blue eyes.
Yeah.
So he's kind of got an intense look about him to begin with. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I believed his character the most probably of any.
Yeah, I think it was great. Mm-hmm. But then after that, Gwen calls up Peter after they broke up. Gwen calls up Peter and says, "Hey, I want to meet with you. So I'm going to tell you some news here," but she doesn't actually tell him that. She wants to be friends.
Yep.
But then they start going
Friends.
after each other. They start going back
They're
and
like
forth.
flirty friends.
Yeah, they start going back and forth about, okay, here are the ground rules. We can't do this. We can't do this. We can't do that.
You're so cute with your little nose. You're so cute with your big brown doe eyes.
Right. Right. Clearly still in love with each other, and that's fine.
Yes.
That's fine. But then we get the whole fight with Electro
Yep.
in Times Square. And what better place to have a fight with a guy named Electro,
Yep.
who does all sorts of weird power things with his electricity stuff. What better place to do that than Times Square? So I thought that fight was really good. You're shrugging your shoulders.
Fine. I just
Betsy.
I didn't understand the extreme arc. Like, we barely got to know Max, and then he's totally off the rails, and then he is stopped rather quickly.
He's not off the rails. He's just standing there trying to, he's covered up.
He's freaked out. I get it. And Peter's trying to talk him off a ledge.
Yeah.
And other people set him off.
Right.
But then he goes to 11.
And he has a trigger, and I get that.
I don't know. I just thought it was fine. It was fine. I wasn't entertained. I'm sorry. I can't I can't claim I was entertained.
All right.
In that sequence. There was a lot of weird, slow motion things they did in this movie.
That shit bothers me. Like, the weird, 3D-ness.
Yeah, everybody's, super slow-mo, and we're going to change the angle and swoop
the digital
through.
camera is just going everywhere. And
they did it, 6 times in this movie.
They did it, They did it
at least 3 times I can think of.
They did it a few times. And every time that it happened, I was taken completely out of the movie.
Too much of a good thing.
And
the first time it's cool, then it gets annoying.
Sure, and I think that is the depiction of his Spidey senses, where he's seeing, okay, this person's in danger, this person's in danger. This is the sequence of events that I need to do to save everybody. And what better way to do that than to show the audience in slow motion the course of events?
And they do that in other movies like this.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they kind of overused it.
They did it over. Yeah, they did it too much.
Yeah. And they just sort of quickly incapacitate Max.
With water.
With water. That was cute. Spider-Man in a fireman helmet.
Yeah. And he's flipping the hose around and puts it in his holster.
Yeah.
That was a cool scene. Okay, come on.
That was cute. But there wasn't enough. It's pick one. Which Spider-Man am I watching here? Am I watching the lovesick puppy dog, or am I watching the quippy teenager? Which one is it?
Well, again, you got to separate Peter Parker with Spider-Man, because Spider-Man is this quippy thing.
Except that sometimes Spider-Man wasn't quippy. He was a lovesick puppy dog.
All right.
Or a bad friend, or felt like a bad friend.
Yeah.
It just... I was annoyed.
All right. But yeah, before the fight, these two are, Gwen and Peter, are doing their thing, and they're flirting at each other. And I just gotta say, those two have the best chemistry I have seen on screen for a long time.
There is a reason those two dated for 3 years. They have
damn,
a shitload of chemistry.
Totally.
I get it. It is probably the single best thing to come out of this movie is those two. Yeah. And I'm disappointed it didn't work out because they were adorable together.
Yes.
But yeah, it just, she's like, I'm going to England.
Yeah, I got accepted to Oxford. I'm going to go to England, so I'm just letting you know.
Yep. And then he just kind of goes, okay, bye.
Well, he's going to go off and sulk.
Yeah.
Because
that's what he does.
That's what he does.
Emo boy.
Jeez, Betsy.
Yeah, and then it just sort of escalates pretty quickly. We kind of get a lot of storylines all at once. So, he suddenly decides he's going to look for answers about his dad and what he was working on, and he doesn't really get anywhere, and he makes his crazy person map, like you said. He We get Harry is starting to show symptoms of this disease.
All of a sudden.
Yeah. And he was given a file from his dad, everything we were working on. And he starts learning about what they were working on. He figures out that Spider-Man is the cure and I need his blood because the blood that we had in the spiders can cure me.
Right. And he doesn't know that the DNA sequence is for for Peter's dad.
Right.
And it wouldn't work on anybody but Peter or anybody who shares his DNA, which makes sense why it turns Peter into Spider-Man. And it wouldn't work on anybody else.
Yep.
Because, hey, they share DNA.
It was genetically modified to work with his DNA. And only his DNA.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And so there's just like a whole lot of things. Like Gwen has run into Max and she knows he worked there at Oscorp.
And she was in Times Square when all that was happening. She was watching it and she says, "Oh, is that Max?"
Yep.
That looks like Max, the guy I met in the elevator. And she goes back to work to look him up. And while she's looking for it, people are monitoring any mention of Max because they're trying to cover it up. Yeah.
And so there's like a cute scene where Peter distracts the guards and she gets away. That was kind of cute.
That was good.
Like throwing coffee and acting like a schmuck.
Yeah.
And then, it's the Ravencroft. That was the word.
Okay.
The Ravencroft Institution for the Criminally Insane is where they put Max.
Yep.
And Yorgi from Triple X is there as, again, a cliche German scientist.
Yep.
We are here to experiment on you and find out about, like, what was that?
Yeah.
He has, like, the weird, like, crazy hair, and he's wearing little leather gloves and funny glasses, speaking in this off-putting accent.
He's like the Stanley Tucci in Captain America.
Except where Stanley Tucci had made sense.
He was a good guy.
This guy's a fucking cartoon.
Yes.
Why?
It's a comic book, Betsy.
But that's, again, what are they trying to make here? Are they trying to make a dark, real Spider-Man, or are they trying to make a goofy comic book? They can't make up their minds. At least Tobey Maguire is embracing the goofy nature, the comic book nature of this world.
Yeah.
This couple of movies is not doing that.
Yeah, I agree that the tone was kind of all over the place. I would have appreciated a much darker Spider-Man movie, which we kind of got.
A little bit?
We kind of got, I said. So with Gwen Stacy dying... Yeah. And her dad dying. You didn't get a whole lot of people dying except for Ben.
The villains died.
Or did they?
That's another conversation.
We'll get to that at the end here.
But the villains died in the Spider-Man trilogy.
Sure.
But not a whole lot of the other people.
Right.
Harry's about the only one apart from Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
And in this one... you get the entire Stacy family dropping like flies.
Pretty much. So, and this is something where Peter has an arc with his relationships. Gwen's dad gets killed in the line of duty trying to help Spider-Man. Gwen gets killed while trying to help Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. So, dude's going to have a complex if they ever made a third movie. But I think... if they actually did make a third movie, would you even have that part of him? Would you ever get a personal side of him again? Or is it just going to be, hey, you're going after the villains that they are introducing here? Or is that it? I don't know how you introduce, like, MJ. If they made 3, would you introduce an MJ?
Or are there other love interests? I don't know enough about Spider-Man to know.
I don't know either. But yeah, that's my question.
So I don't know where it would go from there. Like you said, we were getting some more relationship stuff in this one. The next sequence was with Aunt May. He kind of presses her to tell him the truth.
You need to tell me what you know about my dad because I just need to know. And this is where she finds his crazy board of all the strings and whatnot, and she's concerned about him.
Yeah.
And, for someone who's like, I guess in this movie, he's graduating high school, so maybe he's like, at most, he's like 19.
Right. And he says something about being in college, but we don't see any of that.
No. It's very ambiguous.
Yeah. But we basically get a scene where Sally Field gets to act it up, and she's very well used in this scene.
And I exclaimed during that scene, God damn it, Sally Field is a great actress.
It's true.
Oh my God.
She basically is like, why do you care so much about somebody who wasn't there? I've been here for you this whole time.
Right.
I'm your mom, basically.
You are my boy.
You're my kid.
Yeah.
And he hasn't really appreciated her very much.
Absolutely.
And I commented, it was her husband who was biologically related. She's not even related to this kid.
No, not at all.
No, just by marriage. But he is her responsibility, and she has been busting her ass for 10 plus years to take care of him. And he is an unappreciative little shit.
And I think he realizes that by the end of that scene.
Yes.
Yes. But yeah, she really got me going.
Yes. It was a nice sequence, and it was a nice scene. She was doing her job.
Yeah.
And I like Sally Field.
I'm glad that they gave her that scene because she was given nothing in the first movie.
No.
Nothing.
She was also there.
You've got this world-class actress in
Academy
your fucking
Award
movie.
winning Sally Field.
You've got this world-class actress in your movie, and you're doing what with her? She's just the little woman in the corner? Mm-hmm. Stop it. No. You need to give her something to do, goddammit. Which is why I love the fact that Marissa Tomei in the Tom Holland movies is a much bigger character.
Yeah.
And the fact that she can handle that she knows that Peter is Spider-Man.
Right. Yeah. That is a cool thing about the new ones that I actually like. And they've been working on it. I think I talked about it earlier in one of these other episodes. They keep aging May down.
Yes.
She keeps getting younger. And logically, that makes more sense in my head. Like, you're not going to have this really, really elderly aunt when you're 16 years old. Mm-hmm. You're not going to have a woman who is like 75 and your aunt. That's like your great aunt. Which is fine if she was great Aunt May, but she's not. She's Aunt May.
Nope. But then after that, she reveals what happens, and he needs to find out more information. So he goes through and finds the fact that his father had a secret lab in the subway tunnel called Roosevelt that was closed off many, many years ago. So it's kind of a whatever sequence.
Yeah. All he does is find his dad's secret lab and a video of him saying, this is what happened.
Yeah. There's all that data there that he uploaded from the plane.
Right.
And what do you do with it? What did he find out?
But he didn't look at that.
What did he find out?
No, Peter didn't actually investigate where the hell he was.
All he did was find that video and watch it. Which, by the way, how the hell did that video get on there? Was that video on his laptop in the plane too?
I don't know, Trent.
So
many loose ends.
He recorded it at their house.
Yes. And he uploaded the file.
That's beyond the point here. So Peter finds out all this information, and he's freaking out. Then he gets a voicemail from Gwen saying, hey, I'm going to go off and do this thing.
I'm in. I got the program.
I got in.
I'm going in the summer. Goodbye.
Yeah.
It's easier this way.
And before he even goes off and finds the place, he interrupts her going into the Oxford Acceptance Building, I guess, in New York City.
Yep.
When she's about to go in and interview, her final interview for Oxford, and he's like being a selfish little prick, saying, I'm going through all these things. I got this, I got that. But you need to be here and help me, even though you're not my girlfriend anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stop it, dude. Let her go off and do her own thing.
Making it about you.
Yeah. Peter Parker has that happen to him a lot.
He does.
Yes. So then he gets the message from her saying, hey, I found this summer program. I'm going to go off and do it. So, okay, thanks, bye.
And while that's happening, Harry basically finds out he's being framed by the company men at Oscorp. And he goes and frees Max and says, I need you, Max. And that's the trigger for Max. He needs to be needed.
Right.
And he breaks him out, and Max becomes pure energy. He becomes so powerful.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a physical form anymore. He can completely disappear.
Yeah, just disappear into the electricity. And yeah.
And that's where we're setting up our final big scene. And all he wants is he designed the power grid.
Yep.
So he's going to take everyone's power away?
Well, he gets power from the power grid. He's going to take everything into himself.
Why?
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
I honestly don't know what his motivation is.
Neither does he.
No.
Not that I can tell.
No.
So it was very loosey-goosey again. And Peter goes and Gwen says, I can help. I can help. I know how to shut on or turn the grid back on.
Yeah.
And he stops her from going, but of course she frees herself and she goes anyway. Mm-hmm. They figure out how to stop him by blowing him up, by overpowering him, like zapping his power back into himself.
Yeah.
And that stops him.
He goes poof.
He goes poof.
He is gonzo.
Harry has thus far injected himself with spider venom.
Yep.
And now he is the Goblin.
He's Venom now?
He's not Venom. He's the Green Goblin.
They could bring him into 3 as well.
And of course, it didn't work because, like we touched on, the blood thing.
Yeah, the DNA.
The DNA didn't help him. So sometimes he's a crazy little goblin man and sometimes he's sort of normal. Mm-hmm. Because at the end, he's in prison and he looks normal again.
Yeah.
So
again, they're doing the weird.
What are we doing here?
They're doing the weird split personality thing. Mm-hmm. You know, he's not seeing his dead father talking to him like in the first trilogy. But
no.
Yeah.
But he figures out that Peter is Spider-Man.
Yeah, he puts 2 and 2 together because Gwen is there and Spider-Man's there. Why would Gwen have anything to do with Spider-Man unless that's Peter? Ha ha ha. So, what we didn't talk about there was the fight. What did you think about the fight? I thought it looked really damn cool. Just the looks of it. You don't have to like why they're fighting.
I mean, it was kind of cool.
Of him like following and the electricity of him just going like between building to building, like the look of everything I thought looked really neat.
It looked all right.
Jeez.
Sorry.
I can't get anything out of her, guys.
By this point of the movie, I think I had just stopped caring. I was just like, is this done now? Can we be done now?
All right.
Like, I wasn't that impressed by it. You know, there was a moment where he makes a joke. He's kind of being smashed about and the electricity is making these high-pitched noises and he goes, oh, I hate this song.
Right.
So that's kind of clever because electricity does do that. You can manipulate electric waves to zap at different frequencies.
Yeah.
And so there was a little bit of realism in there that is something that would happen in some circumstance of that nature.
Yep. And he had the line before they went off and did the fight when they were gonna ask the cop for jumper cables, and the cop like yelled into his bullhorn, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And at the
deafens him.
Am I talking louder than normal?
Yeah, so we had some levity throughout this, which is something we complained wasn't enough of in the first one. So I appreciate that. But again, I think I was just so frustrated with the motivations for Max and his character because I didn't think he was well written. I didn't think he was well utilized.
Yes, I agree with you.
And then why was he turning off the grid? What did he care? I'm just going to show everybody what it's like to live without electricity. Because...
There you go. That's all you need.
But why?
Live in the darkness like me.
Like metaphor?
Yes.
You're mad because of a metaphor?
Metaphors are hurtful, Betsy. Yes, that's what happened. So, and of course, back when Harry is at the secret lab where he gets his spider venom, we get a couple of different little hints at what else they have in the vault.
Special projects.
In the vault, they had the Green Goblin thing that he ends up riding later, the glider. They have the Doc Ock arms back there.
They have the wings for the Falcon.
They have the wings for the Falcon. They have the Rhino suit. I guess that's all they showed. Yeah. I thought that they thought they were going to make some more movies here.
I'm definitely
and they thought that they were like really, really trying to set this up for like a grand finale. Let's throw everything at the wall. I keep on saying that phrase. But let's just throw everything out there because, damn it, we really want the studio to greenlight a third movie so that we can keep on doing these, and they didn't. 2 years after this movie was out, they were done. no more Spider-Man movies from Sony except for Into the Spider-Verse.
Yep.
That's a Sony property. That's
only
a Sony thing.
And only one that I would rank as an excellent movie.
That is a fantastic movie. We've said it in every one of these episodes, I think. Go and watch Into the Spider-Verse.
It's the only thing Sony has managed to do well, without question.
With that property, yeah.
Yes, all of the rest of them, they have good moments, but they have a lot of problems.
Yeah, and I think the people at the MCU recognize that, okay, Spider-Man, you guys at Sony, you're not doing Spider-Man justice. Let us play with it for at least one movie. Let us put him into this Civil War movie. See what people think of him. And if you like it, you will be allowed to make movies in the MCU using your license.
We're going to share him.
We're going to share him, and we'll teach you how.
Yeah.
And they did, and the Tom Holland movies are great.
Yes. And when he showed up, he made a big impact.
He absolutely did.
Yeah. He's very quippy right out the gate.
He fits so well into the MCU because everybody else in that cast
is a quippy asshole.
Is also a quippy asshole.
Okay, so back to Spider-Man again. So we're near the end of the movie now. Harry shows up. He decides he's gonna fuck up Peter's life because Peter fucked up his life.
Yep.
And he kidnaps Gwen, and as I said, this is the one time in the movie, in either movie, that she's really a damsel in distress, so to speak. And even then, she's kind of like, please don't do this. Yeah. She's not really just screaming and doing nonsense.
No.
And things are going okay. He looks to have rescued her, but he's a little too late.
Yeah.
And basically, she's falling down a clock tower, and he gets her, but she's too far down by the time he catches her, and she hits the ground.
Yeah.
So she lands with a thud, and it kills her on impact.
Yeah.
And she dead.
She's very dead.
And then Peter spends the rest of the movie visiting her grave for months.
Yeah.
Like they say it's been 5 months or something. He has not been Spider-Man. He gets up in the morning and he goes to her grave and he comes home at night and then he does it again because that is all he has anymore.
Which, you know what? After the conversations that they were having about him feeling guilty about breaking the promise to her father, that would fuck up anybody.
Correct.
That right there, yeah, you would have a hard time coming back from. Superhero or not.
Yeah.
Like, I told your father I would stay away, that you would be in danger if I were to continue to be Spider-Man around you and we were together. I put you in danger. I put you in that position. It's my fault.
Yeah.
It's not your fault, but you still would have that guilt.
Right.
That sucks.
And I kind of thought this was coming. I feel like I had sort of heard that she was going to die.
Yes, me too.
Yeah. I didn't know the context. I didn't know how that was going to come to pass. So I wasn't really shocked. I would say that when this movie came out, people were probably shocked that they actually went there.
Yeah.
Because that's a dark move. And yeah, where do you go from here? Like the last sequence, Rhino is basically like the dark, mysterious man who visited the guy at the end of the first one, shows up and visits Harry. So he's some sort of Oscorp henchman.
Who knows?
And he enlists a volunteer, Paul Giamatti, to put on this Rhino costume. And he and Spider-Man are duking it out in the streets and the movie's over.
Yep.
So Spider-Man comes back. And then what?
And then it's just...
Where were we going?
It's just Spider-Man. It's just the continuing adventures of Spider-Man.
I guess. Yeah, I think you're right. I feel like they were probably setting this up to continue. But how? How do you continue this unless you just acknowledge the fact that you've got a 30-some-year-old man playing Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Do we just do a time jump? This is what I talked about in the last episode. Why didn't they... If they had made a third one of these, do a time jump. Fucking embrace it, especially under the circumstances. Gwen is dead. He needs to move on.
Yeah.
Time needs to pass.
Yeah.
You can't just have another love interest introduced unless years have gone by.
Right.
So I would say if they had made another one, then he would need to be at least in his late 20s.
Yeah.
in the next one.
Think about what they did in Spider-Verse. One of those Spider-Man, they referenced the fact that in his world, he was, I think, married to MJ. Or at least they were very much together.
They show him like signing divorce papers or something.
Yeah, they break up. And he's devastated by that. Yeah. Like, this is him like wearing sweatpants and eating pizza all the time. Having a midlife crisis after he's like the old divorced dad.
Yes.
That trope. And that sucks.
But it makes you feel for the character.
Yeah.
And it's a real thing that it could happen.
And you could
especially in this character's world.
And you could take the Andrew Garfield character and age him up, have a time jump like you said, and he's still hung up on Gwen. And
you don't need to age him up in the actor world because he's already older. Sure. Just let him play his age.
Right. But you can't do that because, you know, at the time these movies are set for his age, he's like 19, 20 years old. What are you going to do? Wait 3 years and now he's 30? And to make another movie? I don't know. I don't know. He's going to look the same though.
Well,
that's my point.
He's got a youthful face, but he's not a young man anymore.
Yeah.
Not in the sense of this character. And I think it probably just boiled down to this movie. I don't know how this one was received. I assume this did not do that well in the theater.
I don't know.
I don't think it was a bomb. I don't think it was tremendously well received, though.
Yeah.
But this is the tipping point. They had two roads they could go down. They could make another one, or they could hand over the reins to the MCU, at which point there was probably already a script being written for Civil War, and they approached them and said, this is what we want to do, and this is how we want to do it.
Yeah, we want to introduce Spider-Man into the MCU this way, using this vehicle, which was Civil War.
Yep.
And we have ideas on where to take Spider-Man as a character for his own individual movies going forward. You will be allowed to produce those as well, along with us.
Yes.
Because we also want to have him and keep him in the MCU.
Yeah.
So that's how you got Homecoming. That's how you got Far From Home. That's how you got this next one coming out in a week.
What? And you didn't want to do it where you had two competing Spider-Men.
No.
Because they could have
that would have been so
done that.
shitty.
Legally, could they have done that?
No, because Sony would have had to sign off on it.
Because Sony had the exclusive rights.
Yeah.
Even though it's a Marvel property.
I mean, shit. Sony could make probably 3 different Spider-Man movies concurrently, all with different Spider-Man. They don't have any contractual obligation to just have one at one time. Mm-hmm. They got Spider-Verse going on at the same time. There's like 6 Spider-Man in those.
Yes. 6 or 7 or 12, who the hell knows anymore?
Yeah.
And we got another one of those coming out soon.
Oh boy, I can't wait for that one.
Oh, it's going to be good. I'm excited. Yeah, so I think to wrap this up, I don't dislike Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man. Do I wish he had had an opportunity to do this at a younger age? Yes, I do. Because I think there's a lot of potential here. The faults that I have are the fact that they feel rushed. They feel overloaded. They feel like they were lacking focus. And thus, they just feel unnecessary. Now, we've got this new one coming out. And from what I can glean, Jamie Foxx is in the next one.
Seems that way.
Because I saw something, because you can't avoid the internet forever, where it was Jamie Foxx and Alfred Molina and Willem Dafoe sitting together doing an interview. That is 3 people from 2 iterations of Spider-Man who have played villains. And what we know from the trailers, the little bit of the teasers and the trailers that we have watched, we've kind of cut ourselves off at this point, is that it is villains who have fought Spider-Man in different universes and died because of it.
Yep.
And the reason this happens is because of Doctor Strange, and he's fucking with the multiverse and he shouldn't have done it. But here we go. So we know those 3 show up. Is that it? I don't know. Do they know that this is a different Peter Parker? Clearly.
So
How do they approach this?
Here's my kind of concerns here. You got a lot of fans of the MCU. A whole lot.
Yes.
Do you think that all the fans going to see No Way Home have seen all of this previous Spider-Man movies? And are you going to depend on their knowledge of those characters? Or are they just reprising their roles and that's it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we hadn't watched these. We hadn't intended to watch these until we saw the first trailer and went, ah, shit.
Yeah. It's like, oh, God, I suppose I need to know more about these things.
Yeah. I think
because we're dedicated fans.
I think they are working under the assumption that most people are like us, that they will make the effort to at least gloss over them, if not watch them in their entirety.
Yeah.
Because I would have gone to see these movies in the theater, and maybe that would have made a difference to me. Yeah. Maybe it's just too much time has passed, and I have now gotten into the Tom Holland version, and I've moved on, so I didn't really feel like I needed to visit this version with Andrew Garfield.
Right.
Maybe it has more to do with that than anything, why I just kind of ho-hum about them. Maybe there's a lot of people who feel like I feel. Maybe there's a lot of people who actually enjoyed these movies when they went back and saw them.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that there's plenty of people out there that say, Tobey Maguire's my Spider-Man, who's Tom Holland? That kind of a thing. But, I would say my favorite ones so far are the Tom Holland movies.
Yes.
I think he's at the right age. They're playing him in a way that is believable as him as a kid, but now he's older and now he can maybe start to be in more danger and take on more responsibilities.
He is much more vulnerable.
Yeah,
absolutely.
He has been.
If you didn't cry during Infinity War,
yes,
you have no soul.
But that's my point. He is older now. Years and years have passed.
But he
in
still
his
looks
world.
12.
I don't care. Betsy, what I'm saying here is that they need to start putting him into more adult situations.
Yes.
That's my point.
And maybe this is it.
Yeah.
Maybe this is the one. Because we have so many more villains.
They can't keep playing him as a little teenager anymore.
But this is the other question. Because this is a problem I've had with both iterations. With Spider-Man 3, it was too much. It was overloaded. It didn't work.
Yeah,
With Amazing Spider-Man 2, it was too much. It was overloaded. It didn't work. Is No Way Home gonna be too much, or is Marvel going to stick the landing? That's the question.
Yeah, that's one thing I'm very curious about. Because you can have villain overload. You can have conflict overload here.
Yeah.
And it's going to feel like this is no longer a Spider-Man movie. It's going to feel like this is Spider-Man Villains, the movie.
Yeah.
And
is this the Sinister Six?
Yeah.
That we never got.
And I think that's kind of what they're setting up here. Because they just came out recently and said, No Way Home is not the last Spider-Man movie.
They want to make more. They want to make at least 3 more with Tom Holland.
They want to make more. And I think they can probably pull it off if they can manage this introduction.
If this works.
Yeah.
But this has to work.
Yeah. If they can manage this introduction in a way that they could have done with Amazing Spider-Man. They could have done it. But they didn't have the people behind it that the MCU has. They didn't have the time. Because, as we've said before, these movies are planned out years and years and years in advance. They have a rough idea of where they want the entire thing to go to, probably for the next 10 years.
They were probably already negotiating Civil War when this movie was being made.
Yeah. So...
And that's rough, but, c'est la vie.
Yep. So, all right. I mean, just to end this thing, I enjoyed this one more than what I thought I was going to. You obviously didn't, but we can disagree.
I'll digest
We're allowed.
I'll think about it. We'll see if I think about this movie at all in 10 days.
You were a lot more dismissive of the concept in general. I came into it saying, you know what? I know this is the last one. We're not going to get another one with this Spider-Man or these villains. I'm going to come in with an open mind and see what happens. And I was pleasantly surprised in a few things, and I've mentioned the things that I didn't like. Because, yeah, I didn't love it. But I think the sequences that they decided to really put in a lot of effort in, I think work very well. And that's it.
There you go.
Betsy, we've got an email to read.
Hooray!
About Spider-Man 3 from Stephanie.
Of course it's from Stephanie.
With the subject line, Spider-Man 3, everybody sucks. All right, this is a very slapdash and random movie. It is by far the worst of the Tobey Spidey films. Agreed. I honestly did not remember much from this one either. Very forgettable. And I don't know why, but I actually like Topher Grace, and it makes me sad that he's in this. Yeah, we talked about it in that episode.
He's not
Topher Grace
bad guy.
is a good actor who I don't think Hollywood had really decided what they wanted to do with him.
No, they have not figured out. He's a little bit smarmy, a little bit snarky, and he needs very specific roles for him to excel.
Yep. And we mentioned the one movie that he excelled in recently, which
Win
was
a Date with Tad Hamilton.
Sure, that one. All right, we're not going to get into that. Continuing on. I have not seen Venom, but it looks interesting, and it seems like the character / villain / situation is not utilized well here. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll get into
They
that.
gloss over it in Spider-Man 3, so I think that having his own vehicle is probably more interesting. But we haven't seen Venom either, so one day we'll find out.
Oh God, and they we'll just get into it now. The one of the producers of these movies talked about Venom, saying, you know what? Yeah, these movies are really good, and we know Sony's going off and doing their own thing over here. We want to eventually bring Venom into the whole thing. So
Into MCU?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, but they didn't really say how. But, Venom as a villain, as a character, is a very important thing in the Spider-Man universe.
Yeah, I knew about Venom.
Yeah.
Even though I had no idea what it was. I had heard Venom was a thing in regards to Spider-Man.
Yes. Continuing on. Aunt May be senile, parentheses, as she does not remember how to make tea. And Peter should probably move in to help her out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Overall, this is a disappointing conclusion. Love, Superfan Stephanie.
Thanks, Stephanie.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Yeah. The third one in that installment is just all over the place. It was weird. It had good moments, but it was mostly bad.
It was mostly bad.
It was mostly bad.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, Betsy. That's it.
Yeah.
We've done it.
So the next time we talk to you about Spidey Sunday.
Yep, the next Spidey Sunday.
We're going to see a new one.
Will be the new one. No Way Home is coming out in a week.
Correct.
A week. So a week from the time that you listen to this episode, if you listen to it on actual Spidey Sunday. Hopefully you can actually get out to a theater and see it. Everybody, if you're not vaxxed, go get vaxxed. Go get your boosters if you haven't got your boosters. We did. Protect yourselves. Protect those around you. That's our PSA for the day.
It's the holidays, y'all.
It is the holidays. We're going to come back with a Wednesday episode of another holiday movie, by the way. That stuff is going on concurrently with Spidey Sunday.
2 series at once.
What?
We can't be stopped.
What? Yes. Please reach out to us. Tell us what you think about this entire, from the first trilogy to the Andrew Garfield ones. What do you think about the whole thing? Do you think it sucks like Betsy does?
I never said that.
Or do you think it sucks less like I think? No. Reach out to us. It is neverseenitpod@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter, neverseenit_pod. And if you wish to support the show, click the link in the podcast description. You can get the rest from there. But that's it. Betsy, this has been Never Seen It. Another Spidey Sunday in the books.
We did it.
My name is Trent.
I am Betsy.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.